Hey everybody, we're the Ohio guys. Welcome to another edition of Voice of the Voices. I'm Ansel Young, and today I have with me Patrick Seitz. How are you doing today, Patrick?
Doing good, doing good. Sunday at a con, a little tired, but that's the con experience, so, comes to the territory.
So we just had a few questions here for you. What was it like working on Blaze Blue?
Blaze Blue has been awesome. It's been the gift that keeps on giving. It's really cool to be in a fighting game franchise where there's so much story. I mean, a lot of times with the fighting games, you go in, you do the exerts, you do a couple smack talk lines, and that's basically it. So something like Blaze Blue, where there's so much going on with the story, it's been a blessing. I like rock. I'm not so angry in real life, so it's nice getting to get that out when I play it.
Okay. Another show you worked on, Hitalia. What was it like working on that show?
That show was nuts because I was very aware of how passionate the fandom was about it before I got in to record it. So I knew that the stakes were high. I better do well or they'd kill me. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I've usually playing small parts and big stuff and big parts and small stuff. So, now when they come to the autograph line and they're like, who are you? What have you been? And I can just be like, Germany and Italia. And like, ah! They lose their mind. So.
Yeah. And another show you've worked on, one of my personal favorites, One Piece. What was it like working on that as Frankie?
Oh, I love Frankie. I love the One Piece universe. If I ever break both my legs, I'm going to go back and watch all of One Piece to get caught up, because I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. I love it, and the fact that it's ongoing and there's no sign of it ending anytime soon. That's nice. If there has to be a show that's going to go on for years and years and years and years and years, I'm very glad it's One Piece. It's pirates. Pirates are awesome, and they have awesome adventures. I mean, you can't beat that. There's no explaining that.
Right. And then just kind of a follow-up question for that one.
Yeah.
I know you did Frankie in the Unlimited Adventure game for the Wii, years ago. What was it? Was it hard for you to get back into the Frankie voice again, or like?
It was. I mean, it was a little daunting because there was a 5-year gap between Unlimited Adventure and going in for the show. But I went in there, and Mike McFarlane, the director, is a buddy of mine, so it was good. I mean, the daunting thing about it is that everyone else has been doing their parts for years, and they're all wonderful. And it's like, hi, I'm the new kid. But it went fine. I mean, we pulled up the old stuff. And just ran with it, and I think it landed in a good place. And he's a pretty straightforward guy, so no, I think it was easier than I thought it was going to be. I think I may have psyched myself out, and then when I got in there to do it, I'm like, no, it's fine. Why was I worried? This is fine.
Now, another show you worked on, which I really like as well. You did some voicing in it, but you also wrote half of the script. What was it like working on Steins Gate?
Steins Gate is amazing. I think Steins Gate is a really good example of the stories that you can tell in anime that you're not getting really much, hardly ever, in Western prelay animation. It's a beautiful, beautiful show filled with really strong performances and really memorable characters. That's one that I'm always pimping out to people, because if they haven't seen it, they should. And whether you like dubs, whether you like subs, that's one where I tell people to watch it. Japanese, English, whatever, just watch it. You will not be disappointed.
Now, if you could be any of the characters you played in anime or video games, for that matter, and be them in real life, who would it be? And feel free to mix and match some of their characteristics or powers.
Man, I think as much as I like the idea that I can mix and match, I think I would mostly just be Frankie. Because he's strong, he's awesome, he's got cool hair. It looks like he's actually been to the gym lately, which I have not accomplished in real life so much. Mostly Frankie. I mean, I might cherry pick just random other traits to be greedy, but I think if I had to go with a prefab set, as it were, I think he could do a whole lot worse than Frankie. He runs on cola. That's me half the time anyway.
Now, is there anything that you've recently worked on that's come out or recently been announced that you'd like to talk about?
Oh man, that's the perennial challenge, because we work on all this cool stuff,
right,
and then we can't say anything, and then we have to wait a year or the better part of a year, and it finally comes out, and we're like, oh, right, that thing I did, now you can see it. I guess as far as recent stuff, it's not super duper recent, but I would just put out there that if you guys haven't seen Wolf Children, that is definitely something you should give a watch. Just be ready, you will cry. Just know that going in. and watch it alone or with other people accordingly. And currently, we've got Space Jam simulcast, which is exciting, and it's been a challenge because we're putting out there at the same time Japan is, so everything's on a much accelerated schedule. And right now, we are about a little less than a third of the way through that, so there's still plenty of episodes for people to watch if they're already watching it. And I believe it's on Hulu, so if you haven't seen it yet, you want to get caught up, you definitely can. But the show is every episode sort of exists unto itself, so even if you just start watching one day and haven't seen the lead up, you're really not,
Not lost.
Yeah, no, you'll, he's a pretty straightforward guy, that Space Jam.
Okay, now just in case if any fans wanted to follow you on any social media networks, do you have any of those that you'd like to tell people?
I do. I have Patrick Seitz, voice actor, or some variation therein of those words on Facebook. I'm usually putting announcements on stuff when it's getting released there. I've also got a Twitter that I try to keep up with. It's either Seitz Unseen with an underscore between the name and Unseen, or altogether. I forget because I never have to write it because it's mine. But that's also there. And those are the main two. I've got an actual website, patrickseitz.com, that is in dire need of updating. But yeah, mostly the Twitter and the Facebook. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're the Ohio guys. I'm Ansel. He's Patrick. We'll see you next time.